This is Slasher here at Day 2 of Valve's International Tournament, Seattle, and I'm here with Evil Genius's BDiz, who casted the tournament for the 4th stream and the preliminaries last week, and now is here just to kind of hang out and watch all the action. So, BDiz, now that you've been here for a few days, we have Liquid and LGD playing right now. What are your general thoughts about everything we've seen so far?
This tournament is amazing, and I wish I was playing in it. Everything about this tournament has been phenomenal, from the crowd atmosphere, from being inside the actual arena, to just meeting everyone around here, to everything Valve set up with like the passes, being able to scan them for items and signatures from your favorite players. It's just a ridiculously well done event, and I'm having a lot of fun.
This is your first international at being one. I mean, has this exceeded your expectations?
It definitely did. I was debating whether it was worth it to make the trip, but after the first day I knew it was worth it, 100%. Recommend to everyone, if you can, make it out to one.
I see you've actually gotten a few autographs for yourself. You're a pro player. What are you doing?
I'm still a fan of some people, specifically people like Ake. He's a big inspiration to me. I like to watch him analyze his play, steal some of it for myself to try to improve, and you always have to do things like that as a player.
So we've had, this is the second day of matches. We're getting to the nitty-gritty of the playoffs. We have Na'Vi going up against Tongfu, and we have Alliance going up against DK tomorrow. Two huge matches in the winner's bracket. What do you think about the results so far, and what has transpired?
I think it's kind of expected. The teams that you feel are a little bit stronger are the ones winning. It was a little heartbreaking for me to watch Dignitas lose. I'm a big fan of the American teams. I'm really hoping that Liquid's able to stay alive against LGD, who's an extremely powerful team, and just keep the American hope alive this event. But overall, like, the Alliance result over LGD, expected. They're a stronger team going in. Na'Vi's results, they're expected. They're stronger. DK beating IG, expected because they're stronger. It's just the better teams are winning, and you like to see that in an event.
Now, I've spoken about this a lot with many players this weekend, but it seems like the European scene, at least, and I'll get to the next question in a minute, is closer to China than it ever has been before, and it's even possible that we may even see a Na'Vi versus Alliance winners finals tomorrow. Why do you think that the Chinese and European communities and the teams have come so close together more than other international events?
I think the biggest reason is honestly the competition in the West. We've had a lot of tournaments with teams playing in up to 3-4 different tournaments every single week. At least playing matches in each tournament. And then you see the rise of teams like Alliance, who started from nothing. They weren't even a team at TI2. Back in, I want to say October, November, they come together as a team. They go into DreamHack winner, beat us in the grand finals, and they've been on an absolute tear ever since becoming a team, winning everything. And they've just constantly gotten better and better. And when you're practicing against better opponents, you naturally get better yourself. So I think teams like Alliance and Na'Vi really coming into their own have paved the way for the other Western teams, both American and European, to improve just off of practicing against good opponents.
So now, you mentioned the Americans and the Europeans, and I have to admit, when I've been talking to other players, I've been lumping America and Europe together. But I've got to say, after seeing Dignitas lose out on the playoffs and the winners bracket and seeing them go out early, Liquid is on the ropes versus LGD right now. Do you think that North America is on par with Europe, or is maybe North America up in 3rd place now and has to kind of rise again?
It's hard to say, just because both Liquid and Dignitas this year were 1 game away each from getting into the winners bracket. They were both in 5th place in their groups after their prelims, and if Liquid took 1 game off of IG on the last day, they were in. If Dignitas was able to win the tiebreaker versus LGD, they were in. But they weren't able to do that, so they started off in the lower bracket. I think if you look at it in that perspective, we are a step behind Europe, but I think on any given day, top American teams can take games off of the European teams. Just to add in, I do think that Alliance and Na'Vi are better than the American teams, no question about it right now. But the other European teams, the American teams can keep up with.
I think a lot of the argument for this is that there just aren't enough top-tier American teams. There's you, there's Dignitas, there's Liquid, and maybe there's like one other in the American scene, but Europe has like a dozen or more. Why do you think this is? What is wrong, at least in terms of the player base, in terms of the top tier teams for American Dota?
I've heard a lot that in North America, people prefer to play consoles, and console games really hurt the PC division, but I don't know if that's it per se.
Is there something more specific in Dota that is making the North American teams weaker?
Specifically, a lot of the top NA players prefer to just play in-house leagues. Like, for example, IX Mike has a IXDL in-house league where a lot of players gather to just play pickup games really quick. But going into an actual team, practicing, training together, and working to achieve a goal of winning tournaments and getting to LANs is something that isn't as interesting to them. And they'd rather just play for fun.
Why do you think this is? I mean, what's the difference between the European teams and North American teams in terms of winning at all? I mean, don't you have the same type of aspirations?
Seriously, it's just a difference. I don't know how to explain it. There's a lot of really talented players in North America that they don't have the drive or motivation to work to get to a professional level.
Well, I know it must be pretty, hurtful to you to be here and not be playing on that stage. You've been playing so well before the international, and you came so close in the qualifiers. What do you think happened during the qualifiers that didn't allow you to make it all the way?
We're a team that ever since coming together, we had problems with consistency. And if you want to win tournaments, you need to be a consistent team. During the qualifiers, the first day we were on fire. We beat QPad with ease. We beat Mouse with ease, 2-0 in both series to advance to the second phase of the qualifiers, the second GSL group, where the top 4 are. And the second day wasn't a good day for us. We got beat 2-1 by Roxkiss, and after that defeat, we were just demoralized and got crushed by Mouse 2-0 in absolute stomps of games. And just our consistency got the better of us yet again.
Well, lastly, I mean, a lot of people talk about this in StarCraft 2 and for League of Legends regarding your team. Any truth to an EG curse that might be bestowed upon your head that is not allowing you to get this far?
All right. This all started for us at DreamHack Winter. When we got there on the first day, we went to the Twitch Players Lounge where we saw iNcontroL. And I met Jeff for the first time there. And he was talking to us and he was mentioning like, oh yeah, I watched you guys in this tournament and that tournament and this finals and that. And I started to realize every time he watches us, we lose. Just every time, without fail, when he watches us, we lose. So we're playing in the grand finals against NTH No Tie Hunter, which later became the Alliance at DreamHack Winter. We win game 1. Then in the 2-hour break before we play the grand finals on the Dream Arena stage, I see Twitter, iNcontroL saying, oh my God, I'm watching EG Dota. They just won. They're in the grand finals up 1-0. Then we lost. And ever since then, anytime he's watching us, we lose. There was one event that we won that I can't remember which, but he was watching that and he was like, oh my God, I broke the curse. They won. But it seems that when he's watching us, we lose. I think there's a little truth to it.
Well, iNcontroL, I know you're out there. All I got to say is you got to stop watching your Dota team. They'd like to win a championship really soon. Thank you, BDiz, for the interview. Stay tuned to GameSpot.com/esports for coverage all weekend long of the International 3.